All I want to do is have some fun and trade stocks in front of everyone. It is Friday, January 31st, 20 and the 25. This is the last trading day of the month. Can you believe it? January's almost over. It will be over in just a handful of hours. And as I like to joke with my wife this time of year, it's almost Christmas time. Because she does so much at Christmas time. She decorates the house so wonderfully. She won't even let me touch the tree. That's how that's how precise she is. She even has trouble letting us help her take down the tree. So here we are. It is Friday after trading hours. I wanted to check in with you, my lovable friend, and just say, hello. Is it me you're looking for? When we're looking at the charts, when you got a friend named Bart, you can subscribe to this channel. Just click the button. It's fill in your next line. Somebody asked me once, do you ever script the songs that you sing when you sing your own songs? I don't, as you can tell. So let's get into it right here and right now. And if you watched yesterday's video, then you saw it live. You saw it live. I'm calling these scratch offs. Scratch offs. So I bought a handful of scratch offs on GDX. It was on the short side, $39 strike, 20 contracts, February 21st expiration. I paid $1,821 bills for those scratch offs because I don't play with regular scratch offs. I play with high probability scratch offs. At least that's the idea. Doesn't always work that way, but it did this time. Also picked up 2,000 shares of Dust at 50.08. That is a short, 2 times leveraged short on gold and silver miners. This is J Dust short on gold and silver junior miners. Picked up 1,000 shares at 22.60. I did have another bid in, but it never did get filled. Otherwise, it would have been that much more exciting. And I know I like to get out early. You roll your eyes and you're like, Bart, you just stick in there. You'd be able to buy all kinds of baseball cards. We'll talk about this one later. 56 Sandy Koufax. Just picked that up today. But I did sell to close the GDX put that was only 1 day old. Sold it for $22.79. So I put $460 into my fanny pack. And so I did win this on Wednesday. Picked it up. Let's take off the auction sticker. Picked it up today from the local auction house. 1956 Topps Sandy Koufax. If you know, you know. Paid $350 for it. So that trade alone paid for this card. This card is worth. That one's a little high, but that'd be. I think it's worth. I could probably get $550 for it. So what I'll do, because I'd rather just keep it, but if somebody wants to pry it out of my cold green fingers, green with envy, then I'll take the 550. So I'll put it up on eBay at the 550. Never auction this type of card because look, see that? This was an auction, 30 bids, $401. This one just had it at a buy it now. We call it a bin, buy it now for 530. He got that. This was a bin at 549.98 sold. Mine looks super sweet because it's very well centered. Nice look to it. Vintage collectors love centered cards because it was so rare to find them back in the vintage days. So that, this is called the wealth snowball. Assets, buying assets, buying assets. So I like to, you saw me pull $50,000 out of the account a few weeks ago and bought all physical silver worth it. Took it over in a wheelbarrow over to the bank into the safety deposit box. And yes, Mr. P, I'm going to get my own safe. At some point, I'll probably bury it in the backyard, fill it with gold and silver. But what I'll do, like I said with this Sandy Koufax card, is I'll put it up at that $550, but I'll put it in my collection so I can look at it every day. And if it sells, it sells, and I'll just repeat the process, get another one that I like the look of, that we call it eye appeal, centered, good color, etc. And we'll just do it all over again. It's just fun for me. It's a hobby. Dust got stopped out. You know what I like to do when I get in the green, though, is I get aggressive with my stops and I'll just start laddering those things right up, ratcheting them up. And then I know I'm going to be stopped out, but just in case that thing becomes a runner, I'm still covered. So I did sell 2,000 shares at 51.79 that I just bought yesterday for 50.08. So that was a profit of $3,428 bills. And then the junior dust, the J dust, as I like to call it, sold 1,000 shares at 23.67 for a profit of $1,080. So that 1 day move got the scratch offs, a couple of shorts. It is $4,968. Oh, wait a minute. That's what I didn't want to show you. Don't look at that weekly number yet. Let me go back here. Don't look at that. So the week was a very good and productive week. Started it off by, we had our NASDAQ shorts that we were stopped out at, but we did collect $6,030 for that. USO, that was also a short. That was a put that we had purchased, made $600 in just a weekend because we had bought that on a Friday. Yeah, Friday, then TLT, then Colt. Okay. Sold a TLT, just held that through the weekend as well, $1,150 there. Went all the way shoots and ladder on the AGQ, whoop, 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 about 10,000 shares all the way downtown to Chinatown. Those went up to about $42 this week. And then I was anticipating a downturn, especially today. I did sell my covered calls a day early. Lady Tanzalot, I did wait until the following day to sell her calls, so she's in a much better position. Her strike is at 44. Mine's at 40. So I still may have to protect that house because mine expire next week because I rolled them. Rolling. We'll get to that in just a second. Got stopped out of coal. That's a leveraged inverse ETF on natural gas. Collected 4,380 or $4,360 there. I went ahead and ran this up into the profit column because that was the covered call premium that I collected on TMF, which is an inverse of TLT. And it closed. It was having a good week, and it got beat downtown to Chinatown today, and it went all the way down to what? I think it was under 3160. Let me see. Yeah, like 39.55, and then it's taken a really nice turn from the close right before the close through post. Little after hours trading is now at 40.34. So that makes me feel like dancing because I'm a dancing night away. So I kept all that money. So I put it in the profit column right there. Let's see. TWM bought that for 42.03, sold it the next day for 42.54, $510. Again, I could buy a nice vintage card, put it in my collection, sell it for more than I paid, so on and so forth. GLD, it was just kind of a hedge, a short-term hedge, thinking that, let me lock in some profits on this. And if I find myself in a position in the next 30 days or so to get back in at a lower price than I paid for it, which I could do that right now if I wanted, but I'll wait for a better entry. I did spend $69,850 on those because those were purchased. Those were calls that I bought. Leaps at the time. 116.26 was the expiration. 240 strike. 30 contracts cost me $69,850. Sold them for $85,500, and that was a profit of $15,650. And it wasn't. What did I don't know how long I was in that trade. Maybe 30 days. So I like that. AGQ, and then I sold those calls. I was a day early, sold them at 39, 130 contracts. And it was a short-term trade. So this was on the 28th, and this was today's expiration. Collected $3,900 for doing so. Then on the next day, of course, AGQ, anytime you want a stock to go up, sell covered calls on it, but it just automatically goes up. So it started going up. So I rolled it out a week and up $1. So now we added $1 to the strike price and another $2,600 to the Holly Hobby Velcro wallet. So those two numbers are in play. I haven't put them down in my profit yet because they haven't been fully collected. So we'll keep an eye on that. So that's that. And that led to the weekly swing profit of $36,268. dollar bills, y'all. So we have that going for us. That's the good news. The bad news is what goes up must come down. So we did get we got cookie bagged a little bit, down just about 20 grand on the day, and that was all because of gold and silver. And then at the end, TMF slash TLT was trying to Chinatown me as well. But so this is what we got left on the board. We got the AGQ calls that are expiring next Friday, currently showing down 45.50. At one point, they were down close to 20,000, maybe 17,000. Couple of the GLD 245s are up, but still not anywhere near where I want to be to collect that profit. Same with the SLV 26 calls. This one will probably be $75,000 profit before I take it, because look where it's at. It's up 11 grand and it's only at 3.93% up. So will we have to endure some pain in the meantime? Oh, very likely. Very likely, because it's going to get a little volatile, and it's already started, as we witnessed today, especially in the TLT. And I think it was the tariff concern, Trump's tariffs that he wants to put on Mexico and Canada on Sunday. So keep an eye on that and see how that will affect the market. It could easily spike gold and silver, because I know they've sent a ton of gold from London to New York, to the COMEX in New York, because they don't want those shipments to be affected by the tariffs if they're going to be going on soon. Interesting to keep an eye on that. So a couple underwaters here. Those will be fine. Those will be just fine. We got plenty of time. And that just leaves us with the two positions. AGQ up 62,000, but we'll see what goes on there. I don't want to lose these shares at 40. So if we're being threatened early on in the week, I'll just roll them again, but I'm going to just keep an eye on those charts and see what goes on. TMF still just waiting, being patient with these purchases, and collecting some covered call premium in the meantime. And we'll keep trying to do so until we get that win, because we are going to get that win on the TMF. I promise you. So let's go to the charts just to say what's going on. So here's what I got going. We saw this yesterday. I was like, that's the top. That is the top of one, though. And how many numbers are in an impulsive wave? Yep, that's 5. So we did 5 waves in wave 1. Now we should expect an ABC corrective down. Okay, we were already on our way. We're well on our way in the A. So we'll see what goes on Monday. I expect we'll get a little bit lower low. Is this enough? Is that enough to call it? Could that be all of A? It's possible. Let's take a look. Oh, no. Sorry, my son's playing Kiss in the next room. I love me some Kiss. Do 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 do. Yeah, it's into the 236 retracement. I don't think that's where it's going to end, but we shall see. Keep an eye on that, but that's what we're looking for. We talked about an ABC yesterday, so I put it up on the board. Yes. Still holding that breakout. This box, if you've been watching the videos, this thing's been up here forever. Got right into it. Hello. Now we'll be looking for that ABC down, and then regroup and wait for the next big. And the next move should be pretty aggressive. Gold, what is this? These are daily. Okay, so that's the daily. Haven't done much with this. I'll have to get back to you on that. Whoa. Okay, we did get our ABCs up on gold. And look, we've already started into our A wave down. Had a nice run this week. We'll be keeping an eye on that. If this thing continues to be a corrective pullback, then again, that next move is going to be dynamite. Yeah, we could easily fill this gap. Let's put up the old gaptosis that I like to use there. We'll use an eclipse, or is it an ellipse? I think it's what is this? What is that? Oh, there it is. Never you mind. You don't even. It looks too wide. Yeah, there you go. Let's make it red, though. We'll make that red. Keep an eye on it. See if it fills. Could easily do that. Little movie night at home tonight. Had a nice dinner out with friends last night, as I was telling you about. Then we have plans tomorrow. We rented an igloo, an outdoor igloo, because, I'm in the farm fields of Valparaiso, Indiana. It's cold around these parts. So we're going to head over to Michigan City. We rented an igloo. It's a friend's birthday. I think there's 8 of us, maybe 10. And that'll be a good time. There it is. That's gold. These are gold futures. Yeah. GDX. Where are we at? Oh, yeah. Got our A. We may have all of A there. We could easily have all of A. We'll just address it. We'll move this over if it does indeed prove that to us on Monday. Could easily be deeper. Get down here into the 38.50 range before it turns up in that B. If it continues to be corrective, I'll short it again here. And then here, I'll use some leveraged ETFs, NUG-T, that type of thing, to take advantage of that next move, which will be coming. USO, look at that. Caught the pivot at once, twice, 3 times a lady, and now it's moved up. So sticking with the game plan there. We don't have a trade on it, and there we talked about it. This was a huge divergence between that moving average and the relative strength index, and now they're meeting again in the middle, which is what we were talking about over the last few days. Still got this super old, we got to take out 88.29, and we took it out, but we haven't held it. We did not hold it. We got to take it out, hold it, and then move on so that this 88.29 then becomes support and not resistance. Coming to a theater near you soon. No change there. I threw some fibs up just for my own benefit. Then I went more in detail on this chart here. We may already have enough of 2, but it wouldn't surprise me to see it even go deep into the 2 box, but it's definitely there. It could turn up at any time. We'll see what goes on with the news, with any type of political and financial and otherwise news that could affect the yield here in the United States. But I think we're close to a bottom in 2, and then 3 is where we're actually going to get in some profit. Got to get that profit on the TLT/TMF. And here's look at that. I put this on literally. I know you believe me because I show you these things sometimes in real time. I put that on. I put this line on when this candle hit. So I'm like, look at that. That looks real. So I put that line on, put the arrow down, and look what it's done. Nice. Keep that moving. Keep that moving down. Then our TLT moves up. There's our TMF. Talked about it yesterday, didn't we? I said I'm worried, and this was, if you look at the video, it's probably around here when I said I'm worried about TMF filling this gap, and look what it did. Filled the gap. Hello. Bitcoin playing right along. Look at that. Buried in the top of 5. So it got full extension in 5. Tried to play with our emotions here. And then it struck, I think, what should be all of A. Should be all of A. In fact, it's already moved up. Yeah. There. What are you looking at? What are you looking at with a face like that? So it's, now again, does it get a lower A? It could easily get a lower A. But that might be all of A. We'll see what goes on in the weekend, and then we still will have that C pull down. Could be A equals C, so it'd be more up here. I have a feeling we're going to catch some 5-digit numbers out of that 6 digits, so we'll keep an eye there. If it does continue to be just that corrective, then taking along here is going to make you some dollar bills. And we talked about 62. Well, I even got the line up there now. I didn't have that before. It's at 6202.90. Still expecting 6200. At least bumping the head against. Could easily break through. Could even break out of that trend channel that it's been in, for a while now. But this is a big picture. I guess it's not that big picture. It goes back to October of 23. It says it right there. Trend line since July 23 high and October 23 low. What's next? Breakout or breakdown? I think we still got it. May not, I don't think I don't think we're going to get a break out of this. We will get a breakdown sooner than later on that down channel. But I think we'll hit 6,200 before we do so. Oh, uranium filled this gap. That gives me an opportunity. So I will be studying this all weekend because I think this is in the cards coming to a theater near you soon. So it's giving me back because, we talked about I was going to take the trade here, chickened out. Bang. I thought I was out. I thought I missed it. I was going to even get rid of uranium off of the trading view here. But kept it on, and look at that. So I'll be looking closely at that over the weekend. Keep you posted if I'm going to take a trade on uranium. I might use that leveraged. URAA is the ticker symbol. Don't mess around with it. It's not good for your mental health. So that, my friends, is that. Thanks for tuning in on this wonderful Friday. I hope you have a great weekend planned for you, your friends, your family members, all them children you might have. I have 3 and only one's here, but he's putting on that concert for me again next door. I know he's got some plans tonight. We'll see what the deal is with him. Kid 1 still on a Caribbean cruise. Kid 2 holding it down at West Lafayette, Boiler Up, Purdue University. She doesn't have any classes this whole semester. It's just all student teaching. She will be a high school English teacher, and she will be wonderful. Like, subscribe, comment, share with a lovable friend, and I'll see you in the next video.